I went to the stamp show. So I did that last month. I've done it a couple times before already, but last month I went and I gave myself a budget of $100 and I did pretty well. So this time I decided to go back and do something similar. So let's just drop this down a bit. That's way too high. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better, don't you? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so I went to the stamp show. A lot more people in attendance today, so I will have a video about that coming out later on today. I didn't want to miss our question and answers, so I figured I'd better go on and talk with you guys first, and then I'll go into editing the video and get it out later on today, hopefully. The weather here is kind of nice. Actually, let's go for a bit of a walk while we talk this time. If you don't mind, we can do that. I will get some shoes and we'll pop outside so you can see what it looks like, what is going on. It is currently 4 degrees Celsius out there. I think it's going up to 6 today. That's fine. I'll steal my son's shoes because I can just slip them on. Actually, do you guys wear these things? Crocs. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but they are kind of comfortable. They look awful, but they're comfortable. So I'll wear my son's shoes outside so you can see what's going on. Let's turn it around. So here you can see we have snow. There is a good amount of snow on the ground. Last weekend we got a bunch. We've been getting flurries of a couple centimeters on and off most days, but the temperatures are going up. Like I said, it's 4 degrees right now. It's going to go up to 6 degrees later today. We might get a bit of rain. And then tomorrow, oh, look at that sad basketball net. It needs to come down. You can see the mailbox has a bit of snow around it. If you look through the neighborhood a little bit, we've got our fair share of blanket of snow. Now, nothing compared to what Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island got last week. They got just hammered with snow. So I feel very fortunate with this, and with the mild temperatures we have the next few days, I think we're going to see some of it melt away for sure. Spring hopefully is here. That's why I did the whole shaving thing. You can see here the snow just melting off the roof. I'll go down the side of the house here too, and you can see what it looks like. And there is the backyard. So a little bit of greenery kind of popping through where it's melting around. You can see on my shed, see in the middle there, that's where my lock was before. Last Saturday I did a live, and during the evening, Saturday night, someone broke into my shed. They cut off the lock, so I went and put 2 new locks and brackets on there, a little bit heavier duty. The gentleman who did break in and broke into several other places in the neighborhood was captured that night, and yeah, we'll see if anything gets done about it, but he is up to go to court as a result of thefts in under $5,000, I think is what he stole. He got some people's wallets and things, and maybe some tools. Nothing for me, so that was good. All right, let's go back inside now that you've seen what it looks like outside. Ta-da! Pull the door closed. Leave the shoes at the front. So that's the weather report from Moncton. Kind of mild out. Feels like spring, which is great. Spring can come here quickly. All right, let's get settled back in. Who is on watching right now? I see there's a couple people on there. So if you want to say hello, feel free to say hello. If you've got questions for me today, as long as it's not about what I got at the stamp show, because I will show you that in a later video, and I'll show you all about what happened at the stamp show in today's video when I get there. So you'll get this, and you'll get a video today. Tomorrow I have a bunch of postcards that I have to send out. I think I've got 10 or 11 official ones I can send, and I've got some direct swaps to do again. Every Sunday seems to be a little bit busy with doing that, but that's the fun thing about me planning ahead of time. I know that if I get some spare time today, I can select a couple cards, and then tomorrow I can write them all up and send them out on Monday. AB, hello. Where are you from, AB? Here in North America, it is Super Bowl weekend. So I know maybe the rest of the world really doesn't care about it, and there's lots of parts of North America that don't care about it. The big thing is that it is something that people tune in to watch the commercials or get together with their friends and watch the American football game. I know football in the rest of the world is not what we consider it soccer, but yeah, so that goes on tomorrow. It is the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year. I root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can see my terrible towel up there on the top. So my team is not in it anymore, so I'll probably watch some of it. It's on a little later. I like watching the commercials that come on. We don't get them all in Canada, so sometimes we have to watch them online if we want to see the actual commercials. And I have seen some sneak peeks of some of the commercials that are already out there. YouTube has some videos that are showing some of the commercials that are to come. So that's an exciting thing this weekend. Also will mean there'll be a lot of people on Monday that will call in sick because people stay up late, have fun with their friends, and then don't go to work the next day. So it won't be me. The only way I won't be in on Monday is if I'm really sick. So I hope that doesn't happen. With work on Friday, we have 6 flyers to give out to people's mailboxes on Monday. So it took me 2.5 hours to put them all together on Friday after work to be prepared for Monday. Most people don't like getting flyers. We don't like delivering them, but it does make money for Canada Post, so that's why they're out there. And I'm sure that's why a lot of other postal services do flyers as well. What else has been going on lately? This week has been pretty quiet. I've done a little bit of cleanup around the house. I've gotten a few things together that I wanted to accomplish, and those things you kind of check off, whether it's laundry that needs to get done. Oh, one thing that did happen is last night, speaking of laundry, I was drying my laundry, and I went in to check it, and it wasn't 100% dry, but I noticed it wasn't turning anymore. So the heat is blowing in the dryer, but the drum is not rotating. So today I'm going to have to unplug it, turn off the power, take it apart, and see if I can see what is wrong with it to try to fix it. If not, I guess I got to call somebody in to do that if I can't fix it myself. So I have checked on a couple YouTube videos. YouTube is great for that, not only to tune in and watch things like this, but if you have an issue, you can kind of look it up and see if it's something you can do yourself. It's something easy. Like one of the ones that I looked at about it says that the belt may have come off the wheel that rotates the drum, and it's usually an easy fix if that's the case. So I'm hoping it's going to be something simple like that. I know in the past I've had issues with it too, and spare socks and things like that sometimes get sucked in, and you can find them, especially if something's not draining properly. That's not the case this time. Everything else seems to be working fine. Draining, I mean, that's a washing machine, not the dryer, of course. But some of those little fixes are out there. So YouTube's good for that. There are all sorts of people to give you advice. Some of it's good, some of it's not good. But yeah, that's the way it works. So that happened that I have to do. Oh yeah, my son was supposed to go last week to Cape Breton for a basketball tournament, but last weekend, of course, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia got hit with 150 centimeters of snow. So it was postponed, and then it was canceled. So they didn't go this week. It has been rescheduled, I guess, for Easter week in April. Not the most convenient time, so we'll see if that even happens for us. Who is on out there? Who's talking? Who's watching? I can see the numbers are climbing. People are starting to come on now. It was one of those things I wasn't quite sure. Hello, Roger. Welcome. 15 degrees where you are. That's great. Nico. Hello. Nico, where are you from? I can't remember what I was going to say a minute ago. I started to talk about something completely escaped my mind. I saw the messages and wanted to respond to those. Yeah, hopefully people will keep going on. Last week we had a pretty lively chat. Everybody who was coming on, it was nice to see people from around the world. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It was about this live. I wasn't sure when it was gonna happen because I was at the stamp show. I didn't know. Now there is a stamp auction that takes place, and it's always at 1:30. And so I kind of positioned myself that if I was gonna get anything, I would be there for that, and then so I would be home in time to go live at my usual time. So I kind of yesterday said it'd probably be around 2 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. I was able to get in at 1:15 Atlantic Standard Time, so I'm glad that some of you people have been able to join. I'm in Canada, so hello from Canada to India. But yeah, so the reason I didn't stick around for the auction part of it, which I normally would, was I gave myself a lower budget, and so I found everything I could get for that budget without going into the auction. Anytime you go into the auction, you have a chance of spending a little bit more than you want, but there were all sorts of great deals there today. So I certainly could have, but I wanted to stay true to myself and keep to the budget. Are there any countries that people don't collect when it comes to stamps? I don't think so. I think everybody collects stamps a little differently. So whether it's by theme, by country, by Scott catalog number, I'm sure there's someone who collects everything. Or if not everything, there is a collector for everything out there. I guess that's probably how we should word it. I know when I was looking at stamp books today, it wasn't necessarily about the country, it was about the theme that I was looking for when I was looking for stamps. So that is mine. What do you collect, Roger? No worries, Nico. Thanks for making comments. I understand that people tune in all over the world, and our language barriers sometimes are a little different. So no problem at all. I'm just glad that you've tuned in. Yeah, I've been looking for. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm going through the catalogs and making a list of the things that are blank in there. I've been trying to gear stamp collecting around this channel in so much that I go and I look for things that I think you guys might like to see, like be interested in. One of the things I'm actually thinking about for the next stamp show, which is, I don't have it readily available, but in March there's another stamp show, or stamp fair that'll happen. I want to go in with something that you guys might want me to look for. So whether it's a theme, stamps about giraffes, stamps about space, stamps about, and then see what I can find at a fixed point with that theme in mind. So I would take suggestions. If you don't have a question necessarily for me, but have a suggestion for what I might go look for at next month's stamp fair, I'd appreciate it. Are there any philatelists that started collecting from another hobby? I'm sure that there are lots. I think as a collector, you kind of get into that mindset of collecting all sorts of things. I know me personally, my father was the stamp collector. I collected coins when I was younger. So that's kind of where I started collecting. And then of course, now I'm also a post crosser. So I do post crossing. So I collect postcards. Not so much I collect the postcards. I'm actively sending postcards. So there are certain themes that come out that I really enjoy. So I could get that sort of stuff. Random poster grimace got old. Okay, where are you from? What's your question? So yeah, I'm sure that there's collectors that have gotten into stamp collecting through other things too. Nico knows a whole bunch of different languages. That's fantastic. I know here in Canada the main languages are English and French. So, but if you go to the States, it might be English and Spanish. And then, of course, if you're in Europe, there's a whole bunch of languages that you might be in connection with. So, and there's countries that have multiple dialects of their own language as well too. So there are a lot of people out there that are very fortunate to speak a bunch of different languages. Someone's put a language, it looks like Arabic. I can't read Arabic and I don't have a Google Translate because I'm on my phone. So I'm not sure what you're saying, but thank you for the comment. Hopefully it is positive. Roger, how did you get into stamp collecting? How did you start with the hobby? I know I've said it in the past. I collected first day covers. That was kind of how I got into stamps in connection with my father. And then as I got older and was able to spend a bit more money, I would go into stamp stores that used to be around and try to fill in some of the blanks for my father's collection. Also, if we happened to travel anywhere, I'd usually try to go into a local post office to get stamps for him that way. So those are one of the ways that I got into stamp collecting. And then now that I've inherited the collection, I've tried to combine it with this channel to be able to promote stamp collecting, promote the post office, promote post crossing, and just try to make it as fun as possible. DF boyfriend, you're cute. Okay, thank you. Is that a question, or is that me supposed to be sending a response to you? Typical bro is from Poland, or just are you living in Poland currently, or Polish by descent? I had an uncle who was Polish. Roger says he collects. He's busy compiling stamp album pages of Greece, New Zealand, Great Britain, Cyprus, Cook Islands. These are the main countries, but I collect also certain omnibus series and CTOs. Okay, that's cool. There are some good countries in there to collect. Need to get some Canadian in your collection there, Roger. Who else is out there? I can see that the numbers are climbing. Now, only one person has liked this video so far, so either it's not great or you need to put some more stuff in there. So if you like it, give me the thumbs up. It helps promote the channel, gets other people interested, and hopefully we meet some other people out there. I see the numbers are fluctuating quickly, so people are jumping on, jumping off, either getting bored. I find there's too much space between here and here on what's going on. And I've got a nice reflection in my shaved head. That's all right. Someone else has responded. Can't read what they wrote. It looks like it may be in Russian, but that's all right. Typical bro says, what is your favorite war country? I'm not sure what that question means. Sorry. Roger says, I got collecting through my first hobby, collecting Connie Francis in 1971 in New Zealand while getting overseas releases included in Canada. It's a very specific way to get into the hobby, but any way you got in is great. I'm glad you're still going strong and enjoying it. Any of you out there Lego collectors? That's another thing. Oh, your question is, what country is the best in war? I don't know that there is a best in war. It's not something you should be proud of doing. either conquering or being conquered. Wish there was no war at all. That would be my stance on it. I know Canada as a whole has been known as a peacekeeper country, so if others see us that way, that's great. There are a lot of aggressive countries out there, so